Hey YouTube, it's Aiden here. I'm a little sleepy. Yesterday was Easter, so had a little gambling, a little drinking, and this is what you get the next morning. um, so this is actually a video I want to make in response to a really awesome email I got actually. What they are discussing in the email and what they asked me to make a video about is pretty much when you first decide to transition, everybody has all these ideas as to what they want to do physically. Um, they decide if they want to start binding, and they start binding, and they decide if they want to start taking testosterone, and they take testosterone, or they'll decide if they want to get top surgery, or they'll decide if they want to get a hysterectomy, or if they want to get, you know, bottom surgery, any of the couple of different bottom surgery options. If they want to if they want to get the masculizing body, which like takes away some fat in like your ass and your hips and like like that. I don't know what it's called, but I just would call it a masculizing surgery. So people decide pretty early on what they want to do. It seems as, and don't quote me, but it seems like the further if you get on T, then you usually want top surgery, and then you usually want a hysterectomy, and it seems to fall. You when you first start transitioning, you know what you want, and you say, "I'd never get that," whatever it may be. If you don't want top surgery, you say, "I'll never get top surgery." Okay. You have this plan in your head as to what you do want and what you don't want, and as you continue your transition slowly, you guys might notice guys want more things. Usually you don't want too many things when you first transition. For instance, most people who start testosterone want top surgery. Most people that get that decide early on that they want top surgery usually don't want bottom surgery. Okay, then they get top surgery, and then they decide they're going to get a hysterectomy. So then they get a hysterectomy, and then now bottom surgery is a little more they almost want it now. Like your ideas change. Am I making sense at all in this video? Like your idea as to what you want changes. So for instance, you'll start T and then you'll want top surgery, and then you decide, you know what? I want bottom surgery. And then bottom surgery in the beginning of transitioning seemed like I never want bottom surgery. No, it's not, advanced enough. It's not this, it's not that. You can't do certain things with it, and then all of a sudden, a few years down the line, you're completely passing. You have your top surgery, you have your hysterectomy, and all of a sudden, getting bottom surgery kind of seems a little more you almost, I want to say obtainable, but it's more of that you just kind of want it now. So pretty much what this person was asking me is to kind of, I think this is what he was asking me, to explain, why that happens, or why that happens, and sorry, it's kind of it's a hard topic, you know what I mean? Okay, so why that happens. Personally, I think it happens because, first you just want to get on T, okay? And then you start passing, and then you're like, fuck this, you know what I mean? I'm passing as a guy, I need to get top surgery. I can't go to the beach, I can't do this, I can't do that. Alright, so you get top surgery. And then you're like, alright, some people get hysterectomies, and that's usually the next step, or they'll do it backwards, hysterectomy, then top surgery. So usually then they're like, you know what, for health reasons and to help, lower my estrogen, have no estrogen, have all T, testosterone hormones, I'm going to get a hysterectomy. Okay, so then they get a hysterectomy. Okay, now that they have a hysterectomy, they have no real female parts, quote unquote, and now they want to get bottom surgery because I feel like you fit in the categories. First you're totally seen as female, then you're totally seen as male, then you get top surgery, which makes you seen as male even with the shirt off. Okay, now there's nothing, you're not have to hide anything by binding. Then okay, now you move on to the insides, actually, like your anatomy inside your outside viewing body. So now you get rid of your female organs, okay? You get a not a vasectomy, no, a hysterectomy, and so now you don't even have any estrogen in your body at all. And I think that people get really dysphoric because from your belly up, dude, okay, from your knees down, dude, okay, but that mid-range section, I mean, I see it as, trans anatomy. I don't see it as female anatomy, but some people do. Some people see that one little portion as a girl, okay? And they want to change from being a girl to being a guy. So to do that, they need to get, bottom surgery. And I think it's okay that people feel this way. I really do. I think it's fine. As long as they don't feel like they're fitting in because how they're going to appear to other people. If you're going to change all that stuff because, Joe Schmo down the road, you know what I mean? Like, he's got a dick, right? So I need one if I'm going to be a dude too, right? Like, I don't think that you need to change it for other people. If you're really dysphoric and you're, having a really hard time with that area and you need to get it fixed, then by all means, get it fixed. That's fine. But I don't think that you need to do it just to fit into the male category, okay? I don't think that that should be a requirement of your transgenderism. I mean, that's just my opinion. So it totally makes sense that in the beginning, before you were even on T, you can't fathom doing some of these things. Even when I started T, I kind of thought I would want top surgery. I knew I would, but I was like, I want it, but not, you always want, most of the time, okay, I always wanted it. It was just not a necessity at that moment in time. I knew I wouldn't be able to get the money. You know what I mean? Like, it wasn't even on T yet. So I decided, it was like, it's not a necessity. I don't even pass right now. And what's the point going through all that if I'm not even passing right now? Okay. And as I progressed, obviously that want for top surgery became way more in my face and apparent. So, you don't have to. Right now, I don't want bottom surgery. And, people ask me, will that change? And I don't know if it's going to change. I can't say that it's not. I don't think it will. I think about it. I think about possibly getting it, but I don't think I would actually go through with it. I just, personally, that's just not my thing. I don't think I really need that. And that's fine. I mean, a lot of guys think they do need it, and a lot of guys think they don't need it. But, it's just interesting how the mentality of when you start at the beginning, you want to change so bad. You know what I mean? And then you finally change and you're okay, your dysphoria has calmed down, and then you kind of find this new dysphoria about your top. Okay? So then you get top surgery, and then you find a new dysphoria about I still have estrogen in my body, and like if I'm a dude, I have cramps every now and then, or whatever, So then get a hysterectomy. All right, I feel a little better. I'm all testosterone now. I'm fully male hormones. Okay. And now you have your top surgery, you have your hysterectomy, you're on T a couple years or whatever, and now you're kind of like, I kind of want bottom surgery. I see how it goes down. Like we're constantly finding things wrong with us, I guess. And I think it's natural in our position, but at the same time we have to think, like what's gonna make you happy? Like is changing everything really, is that what's going to make you happy, or is it more that you don't have to particularly always change your physical body, but your mental body? Should you be focusing on changing all these things, okay, or should we really be focusing up here and changing the way we accept ourselves, who we are, what we have, what honestly, I mean, some people see being transgender as a curse, and I can understand that. Just the hardships you have to go through, and it's pretty much a little unfair in life, But at the same time, you could see it as a blessing because now you get to appreciate yourself a lot more. You transgender people, I think, I always said that gay people um, are more in tune with themselves. Okay, they have to go deep searching within themselves at an earlier time to accept that their attractiveness to the same sex, and they need to dive into their mental self and figure all that stuff out, and then they come out and they're much better, and they're a little more in tune with themselves, okay, in tune with what they want and their selves. And then I always say, transgender people are even a little more in tune with yourself because most of us went to that, one level when you decide that it's okay to like the same sex, and you go a little further down, realize like you you know that where you're at isn't right. Like, yeah, I like the same sex. Okay, whatever. Moving on. Like that's cool. That's fine. I need, okay, but there's something else. Okay, so you go a little further. I feel like we're way more in tune with our beings mentally and emotionally and spiritually than some other people than other people. 9 times out of 10. I mean, don't get me wrong, there's very straight people and biological people are very in tune with themselves, but I just feel like we have this extra opportunity to really experience what we have inside. And I think that we're able to change a lot of our mental thinking and stuff. So why can't we change our dysphoric thinking? um I mean, I'm not saying people shouldn't get surgeries, or they shouldn't get bottom surgeries, or they shouldn't get top surgeries. I'm just saying that at the same time, we all work so freaking hard to raise that money and get that money to get those surgeries. I think we should be working just as hard to mentally accept ourselves for exactly who we are and what we look like and what parts we have or what parts we don't have. Um, I think it's really important to be mentally sound and safe, um, because at the end of the day, you can get all these surgeries and still feel like you're missing something. And where do you go from there? What happens next? There's not one other surgery you could possibly get. Um, you know, the only thing you could really do is try your best to fix what's up here, to accept what's all down there. um, I don't know if I answered this kid's question right, this guy, um, but he's got me thinking, so I think that's a good thing. Um, of course, I suffer from my own dysphoria, so even though I sit here and I tell you guys that we should change up here and not down there, it's very hard to change up here. I still, every day, I try my best to work on changing up here. And sometimes it doesn't work, sometimes it does. But I just want to express that I think we as a community should promote the mental well being of ourselves, of each other, of our brothers, of our sisters. Yeah, I think I got my point across, and I think I've talked for way too long. If you're still with me, awesome. Congratulations. Thank you for listening. Otherwise, I will talk to you guys shortly. Peace out.